afternoon. Our main match today is the third meeting in a week of Luton Town and Oldham Athletic. On Tuesday, Luton came out on top of their third-round FA Cup replay. Now comes a league match of equal importance, for Luton and Oldham are separated only by goal difference among the pack of clubs pushing up behind the second division leaders. Luton are 6th, Oldham are 8th. We also have first division action for you, Ipswich versus Manchester United. There'll be expert comment from Ian St John, and towards the end of the programme, another action quiz. Well, by way of introduction to Luton and Oldham, a couple of leading marksmen. Top scorer for Luton is centre-forward Ron Futcher, in action here against Sunderland.
Price. Oh, Futcher scored.
For Oldham, Steve Taylor, signed from Bolton in October, has scored 12 goals in 16 games. This one against Crystal Palace.
Blair. Blair's cross aimed towards Hallam. He was bumped there by Hinchelwood, but no foul given. The cross comes over and Taylor scores!
And now let's join the fans at Kenilworth Road for a check on the day's lineups.
The Luton team is skippered today by John Faulkner in the absence of the injured Alan West. It's Faulkner's 200th league game for Luton. There's only one change, in fact, from the side that won the Cup replay at Oldham on Tuesday. Brian Steen comes in at number 7, with Godfrey Ingram reverting to substitute. Phil Borsma, the former Liverpool and Middlesbrough player, scored the 2 goals that put Luton into the 4th round, the first of them with a ball that burst as it was going in. For Oldham, it's a question of picking 11 fit men. Carl Valentine and John Hurst are both missing with flu. Keith Hicks has a knee injury. Vic Hallam is suspended. And Steve Edwards, the sub, hasn't yet played in the first team. But John Platt in goal will remember this ground. It was here that he suffered a bad injury in March last year and didn't in fact play again in the first team until October. The referee today is Mr. Malcolm Sinclair from Guildford in Surrey. The crowd a little bit on the thin side, the best league gate here this season, just over 13,000. And it's Oldham Athletic in the white shorts and blue tops who kick off. No colour clash, Luton in their usual yellow tops and black shorts. It's John Faulkner. And Edwards got in underneath it a little bit too much. Gary Hooligan wins the header. 10 for Luton is Futcher. Chase for Futcher. Holt, back to Platt. 1-0 when the teams met at Boundary Park in August in the league, 1-0 to Oldham. 8 years now that John Faulkner has been here, getting in his 200 league games and getting in the header. Hooligan. He didn't get the throw. That's Luton's. Fuccillo to take it. Not many options for him because there's nobody moving. Left back David Carr. And goalkeeper Emilio Lexic, who was in such good form in the Cup replay at Boundary Park on Tuesday night. There's a bad kick, and it's Oldham's throw. Bell, Wood. Hill, nice little flick off, that hit the referee, and Taylor has his pass intercepted. Young now. Put it in the middle by Blair. Young chasing it out. Alan Young, former Scotland schoolboy international. Hooked into the middle towards Taylor, and he was pushing. Steve Taylor, who's settled in so well in Oldham's colours, 12 goals in 16 games since they signed him from Bolton. Faulkner. Towards Futcher, nodded on for Hill. Brian Husband. Header by Young. Chapman now to Taylor. Futcher up with Blair. And the 2-9s, and a little bit of kicking going on between them. Mr. Sinclair, I think, spotted it, but was not disposed to stop play. Here's Taylor, stopped by Jones. Fuchillo. Edwards against Futcher. Hill. That's a good ball, switching play for Borsma. He's got Steen just ahead of him. Can do it on his own. He's got Husband in the middle, and Steen deflected off Edwards for a corner. All that started by a good switch of direction by Ricky Hill, and in the end it needed Edwards to get in the way to stop the shot at goal. Borsma himself to take the corner. It's gone back to Carr. Chillo's ball didn't find the winger, and turned very confidently back by Alan Young. Faulkner. Young. And Taylor was very nearly through there. Faulkner sorting things out for Luton. Fuchillo brought down by Edwards. Play on, says the referee, the advantage with Luton. Steen has the ball. Good pace here. And unselfishly turned across and put out for a corner off the post. And Oldham were in all sorts of trouble there because Brian Steen had the pace. And when he started to go, it really looked as though there was a goal on. And his unselfish lay back eventually gave Oldham the chance to scramble it away. It's a good-looking corner, headed away by Bell. Borsma again. Little chip this time. Husband is there. Platt's punch. Laid down by Hill, but nothing from it. Out of play, and it's Oldham's ball. Ron Futcher, wearing 9 for Luton. His brother Paul should soon be back in action with him in the first team, having made a really astonishing recovery after a car accident. Fuchillo, and here's Steen again through the middle. And Platt forced to clear. Husband tries the shot, and Steen put in the header. And I wonder if that was going into the net. Husband took fairly deliberate aim. Platt was off his line. Steen wasn't sure, nodded it and put it wide. It's a deep corner. Edwards puts it out, and it's another one. So Oldham soaking up a bit of pressure here. Luton have won 4 and drawn 4 of their last 8 games. Oldham also have been in good form. Their defeat by Luton on Tuesday was their first in 11 matches. Here's Faulkner looking for the header, beaten to it by Young. Wood breaking. And there was an elbow that caught Fuchillo in the face from Wood. Because Wood was the player who was involved with Alan West when West was injured. Mr. Sinclair moved in with a stern word and a free kick for Luton. Nice forward to Steen. He's got Hill in support, number 4. Hanging for Futcher. And he got ahead to it, side netting. Futcher did well to get the header at all. He was under pressure from 2 defenders. Gardner trying to turn away from Carr. Support from Wood. Hooligan on the overlap. Didn't make it. Bell challenging. Wood to Edwards. Bell, now Chapman. Wood. Hooligan. Chapman. Neat football here by Oldham if it can produce something. Bell's still there in support, so too is Hooligan. Left foot cross, Young let it run and it didn't reach Gardner. Taylor is in there chasing and still may make something of it. It's a corner. Faulkner did well to cover at the near post. No, the referee hasn't given it. He's given the foul on the goalkeeper originally. But Alexic went down there and didn't quite collect. Taylor was in hunting. Somewhere there was an offence. Header by Steen, picked up by Hill. Fucillo on a run through the middle. Hill bending one with the outside of the foot, and Hooligan got the header away. Carr. Met by Futcher and headed over the top by Edwards. Best chance of the game so far. Carr's long, deep cross. Futcher meeting it well with his head at the far post, and it looked destined to creep in until Edwards put it over the top. There are the two men involved on a run to meet the corner. Fucillo again. This time Bell. And a Luton throw. Ron Futcher, who gets up so well, but denied a goal there by Edwards. It's another corner. And another sustained spell of pressure from Luton. Oldham held out under the first one when they conceded 3 or 4 corners in a row early in the game. It's a case of everybody back except Taylor now. Deep corner, well met by by Carr, but just wide. Very deep corner, and Carr deliberately nodding it back. Just misjudged it by a foot or so. Gardner getting it up to Chapman. Chapman has turned away from 2 defenders. And in comes Taylor! Poaching is his speciality, and he pulled it off brilliantly there. Chapman held the ball, turned away from the defenders, looked as though he'd lost his balance, recovered and played a good ball in, and there was Taylor stealing round the back for his 13th goal in 17 games. 1-0 then the score to Oldham Athletic, just on the half hour. Scorer, Steve Taylor. There's Chapman supplying the pass. Blair, Chapman, Taylor. Jones, Blair under pressure, Steen put it up. Chapman again, Bell. Taylor for Chapman. And plenty of men spare here. Bell, great save! Luton completely exposed. Oldham had 2 men free down the right. Bell met it on the half volley, and Alexic coming out made a brilliant reflex save. Wood. Blair. Young. Wood. Now Borsma to Hill. On for Borsma again. And Luton with 5 men up to support Borsma. Borsma trying to do it on his own, found his attempt blocked by Bell. This is Gardner for Oldham. Adding a bit of pace down the dry side of the field. Faulkner now for Luton. Forward for Husband. Pusher retreating far post again. Steen going to the near post. And up in support for Chillo. Thought better about the volley. Made a mess of one earlier, and it may have gone through his mind. Jones. And Borsma directing operations allowed it to go through to Hooligan. Well, Borsma might have taken that himself. And so the half-time whistle goes at the end of a fiercely contested league game between these two sides. A goal scored by Steve Taylor, his 13th of the season, separating them as they go in at half-time. Luton 0, Oldham Athletic 1. Join us again in a few moments. Back to Kenilworth Road, where Luton Town will kick off in the second half, a goal down to Oldham Athletic. Luton have been beaten here only 3 times in the last year by Millwall, Stoke and Burnley. But now they're a little bit up against it. Edwards. Floodlights beginning to take over as the darkness closes in. And now Platt coming for a good catch. Ball ricocheting back off another player. Wood, Bell, Edwards. Faulkner for Luton to Carr. Gardner giving up the chase. He was never really in with a price. Butcher. Elbowing as Butcher went up for the header, and he's given the free kick. Taken quickly for Fucillo, and a good save by Platt, but Steen can only have been inches away from the header, and then Platt would have had no chance. Good cross, good dive by the goalkeeper, beating Fucillo's jump. Beating Steen's jump, rather. So the only goal of the game so far, still to the credit of Steve Taylor. Butcher winning it. Hill. Upfield by Blair. Jones. Chillo, Butcher beaten. Bell finds Taylor. Not easy to carry the ball on that surface. Borsma. Wood. Finding Young with a good ball. Chapman supporting him. Came off Faulkner. Back into the arms of Alexis. Gardner and Bell colliding. Butcher. Gardner. Taylor calling for it wide on the left. Young here on the right. Bell. Young lucky to get it. And there was a deflection that must have worried Alexic. No, not a deflection. I thought it might have been a corner. The referee says goal kick. And Oldham keeping the game flowing quite nicely for them. Les Chapman, so often the mainspring of their moves in midfield, putting in some very shrewd passes. There's a push. Edwards on Butcher. Borsma. Over comes Holt. Cross, and the goalkeeper's catch under pressure from Butcher. Did very well once again. I think eventually he'll get a free kick. Butcher called off. Oh, Platt's taken a bit of a battering, but he stood up well under it. Faulkner just checking that Alexic is where he thinks he is, decides against the back pass and brings the ball out, looking for Steen. Price. Hill. Well, that's where it's all been breaking down for Luton. Chillo. Chillo really hasn't had the happiest of afternoons. Really doesn't seem as though he can understand it himself. Luton fans, not accustomed to seeing their side playing second fiddle on their own ground very often, making their discontent plain. Header by Hill, back by Edwards. Faulkner. Price, Husband, Hill, Chillo going through the tackle by Bell and getting the shot past. A little bit more purposeful by Luton, still not troubling Platt. Chillo rode the tackle, moved right to make the angle for the shot, but still put it wide. Gardner gets there to his own pass before Faulkner. Now it's Carr to see if he can drive Luton forward. Faulkner finally sorts it out with the back pass. Linesman flagging for a foul, and Mr. Sinclair agrees. Faulkner, the sole guardian of Alexic's goal, everybody else forward. 15 minutes to go as Luton sort out their free kick for Fucillo to hit the wall, and again, and the ricochet just wouldn't fall for Fucha. Young, somebody down who was undoubtedly the player hit by Fucillo's shot. And the linesman indicating a free kick for some pushing, but before then they'll have to have treatment for the wounded player. I think it may be Chapman who's down. Substitute Steve Edwards, undoubtedly keen to get into the action. Not yet played in league football, but he's going to have to wait because Chapman is back on his feet. But Luton are going to make a substitution. They're going to bring on Godfrey Ingram. And it's Carr who is coming on. So that's a bit of a gamble by Luton to get an extra forward player into the game. Godfrey Ingram, who looked a sharp and pacey player at Boundary Park on Tuesday night, up in the penalty area for this free kick, which Price will take. Mr. Sinclair just sending him back to find the spot. Cleared by Gardner. Bell with the throw to Hooligan. Faulkner. Fucillo gets it out to Borsma. Tackle by Hooligan. The ball still in play with Borsma. Cleared by Blair. Well, I suppose both these sides will feel that when this game is over they'll be glad to have a rest from each other. It's curious that their paths had only crossed a dozen times in the league before this season. And there was probably the best chance of the game for Fucha. Took a stab at it, he had no choice to do anything else. Missed it by, what, 12 inches maybe. Taylor. Faulkner got the pace to go with him, but Taylor held him off. Alexic got a hand down. And Taylor almost made that one count, even though he was under pressure from Faulkner, and it needed a very good save from Alexic to deflect the ball. Bell. And Wood didn't get it into touch. Yes, he did. They'll make sure. Mr. Sinclair already checking his watch, and only a matter of seconds left to the 45 minutes, with a little bit to add on for stoppages. So we're into the time that Mr. Sinclair is adding on now. Jones. Holt. Well, they've certainly given their all out there in conditions that will certainly be sapping tired muscles at the end of the third game in 8 days. It's been hard and fierce, and none of the tackles have been shirked. Boersma, one last throw perhaps for Luton. Ingram's cross, cleared by Bell, Price puts it over the top. Hill jumping well. Holt getting it up into the Luton half, which will do for Oldham at this stage. In injury time, leading 1-0. And there is the final whistle. A setback to Luton's hopes of keeping up with the promotion challengers. Another good away victory for Oldham Athletic, thanks to Steve Taylor's 13th goal since he joined the club from Bolton Wanderers. Also good support for him from John Platt, back on the ground where he suffered a bad injury last season. Oldham can come out of the match with great credit and a very satisfactory scoreline from their point of view. Luton Town 0, Oldham Athletic 1. So cup defeat on Tuesday for Oldham turns into sweet revenge in the league on Saturday. But now let's go over to Ian St John and see what his talking point is from this game.
I'm going to start this week with the man of the match, Gerald, and I've selected John Platt, the Oldham goalkeeper. Now, Oldham have been getting some fantastic away results this recently over the last few months, and the goalkeeper is undoubtedly playing a big part in it. Now, he's come back this season after a very nasty injury that he got, funnily enough, playing against Luton, where he dived at the feet of Ron Futcher and had a very bad kidney knock. He come back today and showed all the courage that top-class goalkeepers have got. He went down at the feet again today, never thought twice about it. Very, very brave. His handling of high balls in particular, I thought, was very good. I think the boy's got a very good, safe pair of hands. And generally, he used the ball intelligently with good throws out to wide positions. So all in all, I thought he had a first-class match. And I'd like to finish this little montage with two of his best saves from today's game.
It's a fairly strung-out wall that Platt's got, not what he was asking for. And there was a man stealing in round the back there who was Faulkner. Futcher. Elbowing as Futcher went up for the header, and he's given the free kick. Taken quickly for Fucillo, and a good save by Platt.
John, until your performance today, this ground must have held very many unhappy memories for you.
Yeah, I think that's true. You know, I've got a fairly bad injury last March. Yeah.
What was the injury?
Well, I got a kick on my left kidney. You know, it was about the last 10 minutes, and I played on, but you know, I was feeling worse, and I went to hospital, so I had to rest for a week in hospital while it cleared up. And while they were taking tests, they found out my right one wasn't working.
So what happened then?
Well, I had to go and see specialists to find out how long it hadn't been working, and you know, they decided the best thing would be to take it out. Although, you know, it wasn't a matter of great urgency at that moment, but they said, you know, get it away straight away.
So you had a kidney out. Did that put your career in jeopardy?
Well, personally, I didn't think so, because the specialist was very good. You know, I explained all the time that, you know, you've never had this kidney working all your life. You've been playing. All the differences now that you know about it, and in later years, you know, it'll be a godsend really that you knew.
Has it caused you any fears since you've come back into the team, getting a knock on that side?
Not really, no. Sometimes you think about it, but on the day of the match, you know, you can't really afford to think about anything like that, and you just hope that lining doesn't strike twice.
And it was particularly evident today. You went in there where it hurt most.
Yeah, well, you know, being a goalkeeper, these situations often arise, and you know, it happens on the spur of the moment, and you know, this is what you've got to do.
I believe you've only let in 3 goals in 7 away games. What do you put this Oldham away form down to? Well,
I think before I come into the side, you know, we're playing a lot better. I know, although we weren't getting the results, and I was fortunate when I came in. You know, we started to play a bit better. We got some confidence, knowing that we could pull off a few away wins, and now we're going away to every match thinking we've got a chance of at least a point.
Well, congratulations today, John.
John Platt talking there to Paul Doherty. But if that was the individual award of the game, what about the match as a whole? Let's go back to Ian St John.
Well, the game itself wasn't what you could say a classic by any means. It was a hard game, but the conditions, I think, determined how the game should be played. And I thought Oldham probably played under the conditions far better than Luton did. Luton tried to play too tight in the middle of the field, and as you saw there, it was a terrible bog. Now, when you get conditions like that, you've got to get the ball out wide, and you've certainly got to get the ball behind defenders. And I thought Oldham did this particularly well. The three front players made some great runs into wide forward positions, and the ball was getting played through for them. Luton, on the other hand, played it very tight in the middle, tried to play what would be a normal game under normal conditions, and today, as you saw, was anything but normal.
Well, now it's time to move on for more action to Portman Road, Ipswich, where we've got a First Division game for you between Ipswich Town and Manchester United. Two teams who've lost their way just a little bit in the league, both situated just below the halfway mark. Manchester United had a bit of a heavy week. A draw in the Cup at Carlisle last Saturday, and then the replay at Old Trafford on Wednesday. Anglia Television covered the game at Portman Road. Jerry Harrison is the commentator, and Ipswich are in the white shorts.
Stuart Houston. Walk cuts that one out easily. Goes for a return from Mariner. There goes Geddes. It's a fine ball. Geddes and Mariner. Gates is square of him. Here's Gates. Trying to get by Houston. Does so. Mariner's coming to this. Oh, my word. Mariner clobbered a defender, but the goalkeeper, Paddy Roach, picked it out beautifully. Good run. Good cross by Gates. It was all started by John Walk's through pass. Arthur Albiston's on the touchline, but long one from Houston. Mills cuts out. Walker back one. Making a decision quickly, and Hunter too. 2 men up front for Ipswich. Nicol going for this. And that's a throw. Only 2 men up front, with Gates playing off the two front men. Slightly behind them. Here comes Colin Viljoen with a nice turn. Mills, Pearson dropping back. Square is Hunter. Mills square again. In for Geddes. Won by Buchan. There's Brian Talbot. And there's Roach. Seeing it over quite well. A giveaway by Hunter. He'll have this one, but it's to Walk. And Mills. Here's Mariner. Viljoen. McElroy takes it off him with the help of Houston. Houston in the attacking position here, going for this rebound. And Osman was in well there. Good play by Houston, supporting McElroy when he won the ball, going for the simple return, but young Russell Osman comes to the rescue. Another corner for Manchester United then. Again, Sammy McElroy to take it. Houston up there again, and Greenough on the back post there. And that's touched away for another corner. Nicol was there too. Third Manchester United corner. Houston stays there. Nicol is on the near post this time. Gordon Hill will take this one with a McElroy on the edge of the area. Hill's kick, Pearson's header. Oh, just whistling past the post. Well, I hope Cooper had that one covered, but it looked suspiciously near to that post. Hill's kick, Pearson meets it well, and a flashing header just past the post. For a player who hasn't been too successful in scoring ranks this season, only 7, and 3 of those only in the Football League. In goes Walk, but he's beaten by Albiston. Lou Macari coming over for this one. Pearson's gone into the centre. Coppell is on the touchline. This is Pearson, and it's gone out. Pearce challenging with Buchan. Bill John. Talbot nicely down to Hunter. Forward for Mariner. It's Buchan in the way though. And Roach finds Nicol quickly. Not such a good one from Nicol. Osman nicely for Mariner, but the touch off towards Gates wasn't accurate enough. Jimmy Greenough. Hill with McElroy gone down the middle. This is Alveston on the left. Hill on the run. Mills is with him. Hunter in there, and Greenough gets it away from him. It's a good one. Cooper's in trouble, a brilliant save. And here comes McElroy. Ipswich were in all sorts of trouble there, and in the end Sammy McElroy finished them off with that neat header from an open goal. But it all stemmed from Jimmy Greenough picking up the rebound as Alan Hunter went in for the tackle. The cross came over tantalisingly. Cooper flung himself to it, got it wide, but it was suddenly knocked back into the goal mouth, and McElroy, steaming through the middle, knocks it in for 1-0, and that's only 11 minutes gone. And that's Sammy McElroy's fourth of the season. A fine start for Manchester United away from home. Well, they haven't had good fortune on this Portman Road ground for some time. In fact, the last time they won here was when George Best ran a League Cup game here 5 years ago. But a fine start for them. And Viljohn got a good ball out to walk, but unfortunately slipping there on the wet turf, and then concedes the free kick. And Mills, playing this memorable game here, was a little bit instrumental in letting that ball come back from the goal line when challenged, when it looked as if it was going to go off. But he'll have the character, I'm sure, to lead his side forward to put a lot of pressure on Paddy Roach at the back here. Pearson there, Greenough with Hill going through the middle, he's wide open now. Hill beating Russell Osman, and what a good challenge from Brian Talbot coming from nowhere. And they nearly had him again, with the direct thrust through the middle of Gordon Hill. Ducks around Russell Osman, just as it seemed to be opening up for him. Wham, in comes Brian Talbot. Greenough is square of him now. Here he is. And a foul by John Wall. Well, a lot of the Ipswich supporters will feel that Manchester United are getting the benefit of these 50-50 challenges as far as the referee's interpretation is concerned, but here's Hill. Pearson against Russell Osman. It's a good cross, and it's a nice touch by Greenough. And it's been disallowed. The linesman's flag down here was up for offside. Greenough denied a nice little flick there. A fine cross by Stuart Pearson. He came to meet it, beat the goalkeeper well, but the flag was up, the whistle's gone, and the free kick's been taken. And another free kick there. Well, there's a few problems at the moment for Ipswich. Manchester United with their tails up. 1 goal to the good, nearly another. Buchan through quickly to Greenough, he's looking very sharp. And it's Coppell flicking one in. Lou Macari. And away just, but not clear. And Cooper to the rescue this time. Coppell limping away from that one, but the injury was nearly to the Ipswich goal average. They could not get that ball away from, first of all, Macari. Then when Koppel came through again, it was Cooper who had to swoop on it. Now it's Mariner getting one down for Geddes. Out here is Walk. Can he pull one back? Nice ball. Brian Talbot. A touch. Oh, deflected by the far post with clearly an Ipswich man offside. That was Paul Mariner. But the referee wasn't concerned that he was interfering with play. And Brian Talbot denied the equaliser there by a deflection from a defender. What's really holding up here? Another corner for Ipswich. Talbot takes it. Roach comes to it. It'll come to Viljoen. A flying attempt to the header there from Pearson, but he didn't get it. So Viljoen's shot goes well wide in the end, and it's a goal kick. But Manchester United pushing a lot of men forward, which quite often leaves Paddy Roach a little bit exposed at the back there. Can Ipswich Town exploit that situation? Hunter coming with Pearson. Greenough, and Hunter got that one. Hunter looking as if he's got a taste for this battle. Mariner can't turn back on that. Macari nicely to Nicol. Koppel's gone down the right. This is for Greenough. Lets it run. Pearson, and it comes to Greenough here. A shot, and just over. And Manchester United looking very sharp. And Jimmy Greenough is the man in the middle of it. Easy to man to find up front. He's laying the ball off beautifully. And at the end there, coming in for a good shot well outside the area, but just over the top. Geddes meeting this well. Back for Viljoen. Gates time to turn. Out here to Walk. Albiston comes to him. And Viljoen was bypassed there. Gates is with it now. Viljoen again. Walk with a lot of room. He can get down to the line. Walks cross and just over. Good effort. Brian Talbot again. Well, that was nicely worked. Knocked around outside the Manchester United area until Colin Viljoen got a ball to Walk, which eventually got in, and Brian Talbot just over. Hunter and Macari. Viljoen a flick on, but it's McElroy underneath it. Nicely forward for Pearson. Hill. Hunter gets it well enough. Cooper's going to have to go for this. And Koppel's beating him. And Greenough couldn't get it. Koppel again. They're in terrible trouble here. And the flag's gone up again. Cooper, although he's the fastest man in the club, was left exposed there as he came out fast for that ball. Koppel beat him to it, and it was only by a bit of fortune and good covering that the ball didn't go in the net, until finally a Manchester United forward was offside, and time to breathe again. Gracious me. Won by Buckham. Koppel here. And Hill doesn't even put it in the net. The whistle had gone again. Pearson penalised. Houston beating Geddes, but it's Mills in there, and Houston's penalised. Well, one of the few decisions that have gone Ipswich Town's way, but surely Macari is going to be in trouble for that. I'm not sure whether the referee saw that one clearly, but will we have it again or what? That really should be a booking for intentional handball. But here's Hunter with a kick. There's Tibbett coming over there, getting it in well. Roach is away. Buchan half clear, and it's Coppell with Viljoen. Beats him to Pearson. McElroy, Greenoff and Hill are in the middle, and Manchester United getting a lot of players up. Pearson beats his man well. Pearson's cross is Greenoff over the top. And the Ipswich are really being peppered here at the back. Greenoff looking absolutely outstanding. Well, he's over 30 now. One or two clubs feel that his future with Manchester United might not be too good with Joe Jordan on the sidelines, but he's really playing for a place here. Pearson dodging out of the way when he got that one laid off, and it's a nickel wide here. Coppell, but it's Hunter. Away by Tibbett. Gates can't get it, Houston can. And really Ipswich having to fight for possession at the moment, let alone making the openings up front. Walk wide on this right, hardly any room for him. Osman gives it to Greenoff, to Hill. Now Hill can show his speed. Osman gets in contact quickly. Hill's cross, it's a good one. Pearson, that's a lovely goal. Absolutely outstanding goal there from Manchester United and Stuart Pearson. And coming to congratulate him is Hill. Well, when they got the ball on this touchline, Hill seemed to be checked by Russell Osman, who was covering, but he played the early ball into the penalty area, and Stuart Pearson coming in first time with a side foot volley, making no mistake at all. Hunter and Pearson challenging there, and Talbot looking good, but there's so many Manchester United players at the moment on super drive with the boost of 2 goals. Cut out by Hunter. Gates. Forward by Colin Viljoen. Geddes is going, but Nicol gets there. Gets it away. It's Ipswich on the break now. Through for Paul Mariner. A great shot! Paul Mariner pulls one back for Ipswich. To the delight of the Bournemouth Road crowd here, but one or two Manchester United supporters will say, should Paddy Roach have got that one? But he hit that one hard. It was played wide of him on the right-hand side. Hits it first time and in under the bar. Mariner coming here. Mariner there. And appeals for handball. It went off for a corner, but John Hunting, the referee, looks deliberately to the corner flag. As Mariner went up for this one with Houston. Houston did well to get in front of him. Then it comes out for another headed challenge, and Mariner's shot again goes off somebody's hand, but it goes off for a corner, and clearly that was ball to hand. Corner here. And Gates gets it back. Extraordinary there. Gates from almost off the field of play, almost putting Ipswich Town level, as Hunter's header headed wide of the post. Gates did a grand job there. Houston playing in that centre-half position, which Dave Sexton thinks is going to be so valuable here, and he pushes them up now. to put the squeeze on Ipswich, but it's Russell Osman who gets that one. Houston again. And the other centre-half, Alan Hunter. Quickly onto him is Greenoff. And Mills is well offside. If he keeps out of the way, he'll be okay. But it wasn't brought down, Gates that is, so it isn't a free kick. And back come Manchester United, although Mariner intercepts that one.
Well, that wraps up the action for today, but we still have the action quiz. First, last week's competition, a very tough one it turned out to be. We showed you a clip from the Everton versus Aston Villa Cup tie, and we asked you which players headed the ball. We'll just have a look now. As the ball comes over from this corner, this is where the problems seem to be. Now, the first jump here, the contact is by Andy Gray. But as the ball goes on now, it's in fact deflected by Everton's number 10, Duncan McKenzie. So that's two players, Gray and McKenzie. Now Martin Dobson, and finally Bob Latchford. So in fact, there were four players there, but nobody who sent in entries got all four. Most of you correctly named Dobson and Latchford, but those who spotted Gray missed McKenzie, and vice versa. So we put into a draw all those cards which correctly identified three of the four players, and that gave us a winner. Ian Gorton of 41 Garden Walk, Ashton, Preston. Ian receives the ball, autographed by the Everton and Aston Villa players. And now if you want to try for the Luton and Oldham autographs on this week's ball, watch carefully the incident we'll show you now.
Hooligan himself taking the free kick. Faulkner's head met it, now Husband. Chapman. No way he could wriggle through there. But there was a two-footed jump into the tackle, which gives Oldham a free kick. Now this may be one of Ian Wood's specials, certainly well within range. And he is a very positive striker of the ball.
And the question is, in that incident, which player made the tackle? Who made the tackle in that incident you've just seen? Put your answer, together with your name and address, on a postcard and send it to Action Quiz, Kick-Off, Granada Television, Manchester 3. Action Quiz, Kick-Off, Granada Television, Manchester 3. That's all from this week's Kick-Off match. We'll be back as usual next Sunday, and until then we'll leave you with a moment we'll remember from this weekend's football.
Osman gives it to Greenoff to Hill. Now Hill can show his speed. Osman gets in contact quickly. Hill's cross, it's a good one. Pearson, that's a lovely goal.